I decided to explore the abandoned mall located in the corner of New York City. The once bustling shopping center now stood as a decrepit monument to forgotten times, its corridors echoing with the whispers of the past. I heard many tales and rumors of why the shopping mall had to close, and I wanted to know why. I managed to sneak in without much effort, and from here, I set off for my adventure. As I ventured deeper into the heart of the mall, a sense of unease settled over me like a shroud. The air was heavy with dust, and the dim light filtering through cracked skylights cast eerie shadows on the walls. It felt as though I was intruding upon a place that had long been forsaken by the living. "Oh my God," I whispered to myself, in awe of the decor that was still left behind. "This place is huge. I wonder why people are afraid." I pressed on, my footsteps echoing hollowly against the tiled floor. The sight was beautiful at first. The walls and luminous lights were still intact. However, as I ventured on, every creak and groan of the old building seemed to reverberate through my bones, amplifying the sense of dread that gnawed at the pit of my stomach. Karma bit me in the ass, forever questioning other people being petrified of this building. Okay, what could go wrong? Just a bit of debris and broken walls? Ha 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 ha. I tried to calm myself down, but I continued to profusely sweat through my clothes as if the place was getting warmer. Strange. Suddenly, without warning, the silence was shattered by the piercing wail of a security alarm. My heart leapt into my throat as I froze in place, adrenaline coursing through my veins. The sound seemed to emanate from every corner of the mall, filling the air with a cacophony of discordant shrieks. Panic-stricken, I frantically searched for the source of the alarm, my mind racing with thoughts of impending danger. Everyone said that the place was abandoned due to the electricity being cut off and the pipes broken and worn out. While my rational mind told me that security alarms could still work in abandoned buildings, my terror consumed me, thinking that it could be a shadow lurking by. After running to the left, the alarm started to finally wind down. I knew it wasn't a ghost. I had to wipe my drenched face with my shirt, hyperventilating from the adrenaline of almost being caught. It was then that I stumbled upon a hidden alcove tucked away behind a crumbling storefront. There, amidst the debris and detritus of years gone by, I discovered a rusted filing cabinet half buried beneath a mound of rubble. With trembling hands, I pried open the drawers, revealing a trove of forgotten documents. This must have reports of everything that has happened in this mall. I could find out the reason why this was abandoned for many years, I told myself. Among them, I found a yellowed police report detailing a tragic incident that had occurred decades ago. "Oh no," I whispered, realizing I had intruded on memories I wasn't meant to find out. According to the report, a young couple had vanished without a trace while visiting the mall one fateful night. Their bodies were never found, and the case had long since gone cold. They told the families that they could be presumed dead, and the case was immediately closed with the lack of evidence found. My heart sank as I read the details of their disappearance, my mind reeling with the implications of what I had uncovered. My gut feeling told me that their bodies could be in the very place I am standing in now. The depths of the abandoned mall have been left untouched, in fear that somebody could get injured. Before I could dwell further on the matter, a low rumble reverberated through the building, causing the walls to tremble ominously. With a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, I realized that the ceiling above me was beginning to collapse. In a panic, I raced against time, scrambling to escape the crumbling confines of the mall before it was too late. With each passing second, the darkness seemed to close in around me, threatening to swallow me whole. Why would I do this to myself? I screamed, knowing to never come back to this forsaken place. Just as I reached the exit, I felt a sudden gust of wind at my back, propelling me forward with immense force. I became thankful that I escaped on time, or I would have ended up just like the couple who died.
Story 2.
The old mansion loomed before me, a shadowy silhouette against the dusky skies of India. Its walls, once grand and imposing, now stood as crumbling relics of a bygone era. Yet despite its decrepit appearance, there was something undeniably captivating about the place. A sense of mystery that beckoned to me like a siren's call. As a widowed man in search of a fresh start, the idea of refurbishing the mansion and transforming it into my new home seemed like the perfect opportunity. However, everyone was against this, telling me that there was a vengeful spirit of a dancer. The idea was truly absurd to me, cartoonish even.
My son, this house isn't safe at all for you,
my mother reiterated, pleading with me to reconsider my decision. Mama, this place will bring me much joy. Please have faith in me, I exclaimed, taking another sip of my tea. My mother was the most superstitious of them all, so I never really took what she said to heart.
Listen, my son.
My mother sighed in defeat.
I am just looking out for you. After your wife and child died in the car accident, you haven't been the same.
I know, but don't worry, I reassured her. I will be okay. At first, the refurbishing was amazing. The tiles were changed to marble black, and there were many rooms I could use for my hobbies. And I found beautiful relics that could be sold for millions of rupees. I wanted to yell at everyone that they were wrong. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. With each passing day, as I toiled tirelessly to restore the mansion to its former glory, I noticed I was being watched. Strange noises echoed through the halls at night, and I caught fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures out of the corner of my eye. I could hear footsteps throughout the halls, as if someone was dancing. It wasn't long before I realized that I was not alone in the mansion, that there was something devilish lurking within its walls. And as the days turned into weeks, the presence grew stronger, manifesting itself in the form of a spectral apparition. The cockiness I once had was now gone, replaced my terror and a lack of sleep. She appeared before me one moonlit night, her ethereal form swaying gracefully to an unseen melody.
My name is Manjulika, a dancer for the king who was wrongly deceived.
She whispered, her eyes glowing with interest. What do you come here for? I asked, keeping my voice as steady as possible. I do not mean any harm, but it would be nice if I could be left alone. To this she laughed hysterically as if I was a joke. She started to dance a little bit, graciously moving her feet to the little red footprints she left behind earlier.
I seek vengeance for my dead lover,
she murmured, her voice a haunting melody that sent shivers down my spine.
And you, dear widowed man, bear a striking resemblance to him.
I tried to resist her pull, to banish her from my thoughts and rid myself of her haunting presence. I did everything I could, from throwing water on her face to setting her untouched clothes on fire. However, nothing worked. Why did you choose me? I shouted, my previous terror finally being replaced with anger. How do I make you leave me alone?
Oh, my sweet, sweet lover.
She sighed, holding my neck to force me to see her.
You won't be able to get rid of me.
I was determined to have her gone, to make sure she was out of my life forever. But the more I fought against her, the stronger her hold on me became, until I found myself drawn inexorably towards her, unable to resist her seductive allure.
Come, dance with me.
And so, against all reason and logic, I surrendered myself to her embrace, falling deeper and deeper under her spell with each passing day. In her arms I found solace from the pain of my past, and for a fleeting moment, I allowed myself to believe that we could be together forever. You won't betray me, right? I whispered, unable to believe that the sudden events in this once abandoned mansion were real.
Only a fool would betray you, my lover.
But as the days wore on, I began to realize the true nature of Manjulika's intentions. That her love for me was not born out of affection, but out of a twisted desire for revenge. And by the time I understood the depths of her deception, it was already too late.
Story 3.
Hello, this is reporter Suzuki Hana, and we are currently at the abandoned Sato Enterprise Hotel, ready to have fun and explore any spooky activities. I grit through my teeth. This is the last thing I would be doing right now. I am the last person to interact with paranormal activities, and they believe I would want to do this news report. They're lucky I am in a money crisis, or I would willingly get buried alive rather than go to this mansion. Why am I against going to this building? Probably because Sato Enterprise is known to be the most haunted hotel building in the entire city. People have been identified as missing for the last 10 years after setting foot in that building, probably not having the heart to tell their families that they're most likely dead. I couldn't believe that they would risk a news report crew just to get in the headlines on TV. Let's waste no time and head right in, I exclaimed to the camera, turning around to face the building ahead.
And cut!
Our director yelled out. The crew started collecting their equipment so we could move it inside.
Come on, boss said we could be quick with the report so nobody gets hurt inside.
Although everybody could see through the director what he meant by that statement. The second the last crew member enters the building, the glass chandelier down the hallway crashes, the boom vibrating through the entire hotel. Everyone started screaming, almost running out of the building altogether.
Guys, calm down. Let's do 2 takes. I promise I don't want to be here as much as you guys.
The director pleaded out.
Are you kidding me? I bet a ghost did that.
One of the cameramen yelled. However, as if on cue, we started to hear whistling. Everyone stood still as the horrible echoes continued, changing the mood from scary to haunting. We all looked at each other in pure terror. If we were to film this, we had to do it fast. We managed to film the first half of the report in one cut, and now we were ready to film the second half. Out of everyone in the room, we could see that the whistling affected our new international intern, Jacob, the most. He looked like he was ready to jump out of a window if more creepy incidents would happen.
Guys, I'm going to try to find the bathroom.
Jacob exclaimed, even though his trousers already looked wet.
All right, just make sure to be quick.
As soon as our director replied, he ran off. While I had a face of disgust, I knew I couldn't judge him either, because naturally, anyone would be terrified of this abandoned place. Once the 15-minute mark hit, the director ordered one of the cameramen to call Jacob again.
I told him not to take so long. What is he doing?
The director muttered. Suddenly, a scream ripped through the building, along with a malicious laugh that echoed throughout the halls. We whipped our heads around, realizing that the scream came from none other than Jacob. "I'll try to find him," I yelled out, running to find out where the sound could be coming from. I ran to find where Jacob could be, looking through every bend upstairs. Everyone started screaming downstairs, which gave me more strength to immediately find Jacob. After searching and searching, I found Jacob lying on the ground, blood pooling from his entire body like a waterfall. The sight made me distraught, realizing that the ghost was killing everyone, including the crew that was left downstairs. The whistling happened again, only this time it was coming towards me. This new figure stood tall and firm, covered in blood from head to toe. His eyes had a little glint of satisfaction. The only issue: this wasn't a ghost. This was a real human being. Who are you?" I stammered out, already realizing that ghosts never haunted Sato. It just had a serial killer who made all his victims believe ghosts were real. His menacing laugh continued to echo throughout the hallway until he stopped to look at me directly.
I love how everyone in Japan always, and I mean always, believes everything is a ghost. Makes my killing much easier.
The serial killer sneered towards me, his malicious eyes staring right through my soul.
I managed to kill everyone else, and now you are next.
I ran for my life as soon as he charged towards me, his sharp blade covered in blood. I found the nearest emergency exit towards the back of the hallway, which led me to a flight of stairs. I managed to take off my heels in time and slid on the cold poles, not risking tripping over the steps in case the killer caught up to me. To this day, I don't know how I made it out alive.